How to beat Aerodrome's inflation problem. My name is Mike Madz. Let's start this video. Before we start the video, as always, please do me a huge favor. Please like, comment below, let me know your thoughts here, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Let's start. Alright, let's stop wasting time. Let's jump straight into it. Today I want to cover Seamless protocol, guys. The main reasons why I'm so bullish on the Seam token. And very important, as many of my viewers are actually Aerodrome holders, how to beat Aerodrome's inflation here using the Seamless protocol. Of course, as always, guys, let's cover my thesis here. Why am I so bullish on the Seam token? What's the reason for that? First thing being, of course, Seamless is a Base native lending and borrowing platform here on Base. And two super important things to add here. First thing is that it is the largest lending and borrowing platform on Base, native that is. And it is actually a Coinbase day one listing, guys. It was the first Base native token to be listed on Coinbase here. Super important in the crypto space, guys, to have safe plays and to have plays that are trusted by the ecosystem. Very, very important point here. And we have the official Coinbase wallet Twitter here posting, Seamlessify is the largest native lending and borrowing platform on Base, and let's use a supply and borrow the favorite Base assets. Very interesting and super important here, as it is a different kind of asset than Aerodrome. Aerodrome being the DEX of Base, Seamless being the borrowing and lending platform on Base. So one great way to diversify your Base portfolio here and to prepare for this upcoming on-chain summer here. Now take a look at the TVL and the ranking here. As you can see here, important Base native tokens. We have Aerodrome being the DEX here on Base. And if you look down here in the categories, the next lending platform is Moonwell with 2 chains, so not Base native. Aave here, 12 chains, etc. Seamless protocol here being Base native here, super important with $25 million in TVL. And if you look at the monthly change here, we actually have growth here of around 19%. Very interesting, as the entire market is actually currently bearish in this time. And this just shows me people are using the sideways time to lend out their asset, to borrow assets here, which is certainly one great way to increase your position size here without adding any additional funds. But before we get to the Aerodrome part, of course, I want to cover the price potential here. And I want to add a disclaimer. I personally added a 5-figure position here of Seamless, as of course I'm bullish on the project. Otherwise, I wouldn't cover it. Now, taking a look at the numbers here, as you can see, market cap with only $53 million in market cap. So lots of room to grow to the upside here. And one of the most important factors here, besides those numbers, is that it was a fair launch here, completely fair launch. Investors and over 50% of the tokens are actually with the Seamless DAO, which simply means those tokens are slated for rewards here. One super important factor to always have in consideration, guys, how does the project start and how is the supply being distributed? So this adds to my bullishness here on Seam. And if you take a look at the price action here, this token is actually basically just consolidating since months. While some other projects are down 80%, this is absolutely just pure consolidation here. In my opinion here, not financial advice, of course, once the Base narrative is back here in the next couple of weeks and months, and hopefully for the summer months, this thing will catch up to the other Base projects. Not financial advice. All right, coming to the Aerodrome part here, as many comments are asking me, Mike, cover the inflationary part here, cover the FUD on Aerodrome. Is Aerodrome too inflationary to perform well here or not? Guys, I have to add here, inflationary tokens and parabolic price action does not exclude each other, okay? I want to remind you guys, Bitcoin here in its early days, when it was much smaller and when it actually was much more inflationary, had its best returns in this time. So inflation and price action, of course, are important in the long term, but the price action does not only depend on that. Some tokens simply needed inflation for the flywheel, for the rewards, etc. And the more important thing is, what are you doing with your tokens in the meantime? If the market is like currently in a downturn or chopping sideways, in my personal opinion, one great way to make use of the time is just to simply earn yield on your token here. And on Seamless here, for example, you're earning currently around 10% here per year. If you're lending out your Aerodrome, you're beating part of the inflation here. So earning yield on your Aerodrome in combination with more buyers than sellers here and with the Base narrative coming back, this problem is out of the way. I understand the scares here, especially because Aerodrome is down here from $2 to $1 and basically is consolidating at around the $1 mark. Guys, the inflation is not the main problem here, and there's certainly ways to beat them. So in the short term, I would not worry. In the long term, I already discussed this. Those price predictions with $50, $60 are simply, in my personal opinion, unrealistic. Are they possible? Yes, again, they are possible, especially in mania, especially if new retail comes in. Anything is possible, but temper your expectations. Make use of your tokens here to basically earn passive income. And for the people that might say, Mike, 10% is not enough for me, guys, safety is everything here. It doesn't make sense to park your Aerodrome somewhere where you get 50%, but the next day you're rocked. Safety is a super important factor, and especially in this part of the cycle, don't mess this up. This is a very crucial part of the cycle. So having safe plays here, like Seamless here with those 10% is very crucial to increase your AERO bag here with limited risk. All right, finishing up this video with a very important message to most of you. You are early. If you are in the base ecosystem, you are very early here. I know it doesn't feel this way. Weeks can feel like years here with crypto, especially while we have boring price action. Again, you are early, and I personally really believe so that we have lots of room to grow to the upside with the base ecosystem. Keep in mind, this cycle, especially here, narrative is everything, and the base narrative currently is taking a breather, which is absolutely normal. Actually, most of the narratives are taking a breather, but it will be back. The most important thing is recognize the narrative. So we have the base narrative. We are bullish on the base narrative and on Coinbase for reasons I will cover shortly. Identify that narrative early, have some conviction. Okay, don't be shaken out with every move, and then you will reap the benefits here later on. Adding one point why I'm so bullish on Coinbase and thus why I'm so bullish on the base ecosystem. This right here, a reminder for you guys. Coinbase has ascended to become a key infrastructure provider. The world's largest asset manager is BlackRock, of course. And I have to remind you guys, the on-chain summer is just starting. We have smart wallets on the way, which will onboard millions of retail users into the base ecosystem. So I'm of course super bullish. At the end of the day, guys, do your own research. Super important. Be bullish on yourself. That yields the most returns. And as always, the most important thing is don't get wrecked.
This is God-given, not from blue tops like Mars Simpson, just hard discipline, pot simmering, cooking up, no rocks in the pan, watching the plan form in the sand, bidding castles out of thoughts in our head, late nights, no sleep in my bed, trying to see my dreams manifest. Look at that, now look at that, we nice. Put the past on ice, I was bad.